What's the good word, y'all? Welcome to New York Jets Syndicate channel. It's your boy DKB here. So we got a sneak peek into the thought process of Aaron Rodgers, probably since the beginning when he officially decided he wanted to join the New York Jets team. His game plan, it seems like, and of course this could change again, years, it feels like dog years in NFL timeframes, right? With all the hits and practice and stuff adding up. But Aaron Rodgers plans to be here for a couple of years. Here's the quote specifically. I think we're going to be competitive here for a long time. I'd like to be able to play a few good years here and then hand it right off to Zach and let him go for the next 15. It'd be a really special 18 to 20-year run of great quarterback play. And to be honest, this is the exact sentiment that many of us were hoping for when we, originally signed Aaron Rodgers. Plenty of people thought it was going to be a one and done type deal, Super Bowl or bust, and we're swinging for the fences. But that's not the case. And plenty of moves that we've made across the way match that thinking that the New York Jets also didn't think this was going to be a one and done type deal with Aaron Rodgers. We bring in Alan Lazard, we bring in Randall Cobb. Alan Lazard on a multi-year contract. Randall Cobb, he's up there in age as well, so he can very well retire, especially if we do get a Super Bowl this year. Obviously, we have our main core pieces in place with Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. You take a look at the defense. Some of the veterans on there are guys that just got secondary contracts. DJ Reed, Quentin Williams, JFM, CJ Mosley could potentially stretch out his contract if he's playing well for another year or two. So this makes a ton of sense that the realistic time frame for us is going to be 2 to 3 years, which is 99% great news for us, right? The only holdup is going to be, will the New York Jets risk things by either picking up Zach Wilson's fifth-year option, or will they go out there and try a Jordan Love type extension where they go out and, based on everything that they're seeing from Aaron Rodgers' input, the coaching input, and then, of course, how Zach Wilson's been practicing, maybe if there's a couple games he's able to get in, if there's blowouts, or if we're not playing for anything towards the end of the season, if we're already in the playoffs, they'll be going purely based off that. So, Zach Wilson, he's kind of had to morph himself, which all quarterbacks should be, but we've obviously seen the maturity issues. He's morphed himself into the ultimate team first guy, right? So even though you want to start, he's a competitor. We hear all the time about nobody wanting to win more than he does, which is a common phrase around the NFL, but it is what it is. So with Zach Wilson, you would have to imagine that him and Aaron Rodgers are already having these discussions about him becoming, his apprentice for the next 2 to 3. After that, he can go out there and crush it, right? You'll get a secondary contract that you'll potentially already be on. You'll still have the potential, being a very young guy, to get 2 other mega deals, potentially, depending on how long they go. But in terms of revitalizing Zach Wilson's career, this is the best flight path, pun intended, that he could expect to be on, right? You'd obviously want him to accelerate his way onto the field, but the worst case scenario is that Aaron Rodgers finishes out his 2 to 3 years with the New York Jets. Zach Wilson doesn't actually end up looking like he'll become anything other than maybe an average quarterback in the NFL. And the New York Jets, reset at the quarterback position once again. A position nobody wants to be in, but considering where we were prior to signing Aaron Rodgers, having an average quarterback looked absolutely great to us, right? That's how bad Zach Wilson was. He wasn't even a great backup in terms of where he stacked up in the NFL. The best case scenario is that Aaron Rodgers does his 2 to 3 years. We win 1, maybe 2 Super Bowls. Zach Wilson takes over, and much like Aaron Rodgers mentioned, for the next 15 or so years, we're just seeing great, excellent quarterback play. And so I'm also curious about how the coaching staff will turn over if we can win in New York. The world will cease to exist the way that we know it now, right? New York is going to throw an absolute ball, but will Nathaniel Hackett and some other core people jump ship immediately for better opportunities, or will they stay in place at least until Aaron Rodgers retires, and then Zach Wilson at least being seen as potentially a great quarterback, or at least the most readily, to take over for Aaron Rodgers and whatever the quarterback hierarchy at the time looks like. Will he be under a completely new coaching staff? And so the only thing he has to worry about now is learning new schemes and stuff. But the consistency and the greatness that we're looking for there, lot of questions, right? We're a far ways away from all of that, but at least the early returns on investment for this reclamation project that is Zach Wilson looks very, 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 very good. Not only has he been confident, we're seeing, I won't even call it shades. It's not flashes either. We're seeing the quarterback play that we were expecting this entire time. Obviously, there's still some accuracy issues and everything with this play, but you take a look at the Buccaneers, the run ability, right? That's something that we saw towards the end of his freshman year, and then it fell off the wayside, last year. But uh, the spin move that he pulled out there on the defensive end to go out there and pick up, I think it was a 32-yard scramble. Phenomenal. The escapability has always been his biggest superpower since he's been with the New York Jets so far, which isn't great because it speaks to the state of the offensive line. But, you can't always have 100% of everything in the NFL. So you see that ability coming back. You see him being able to attack the deep part of the field. You see him not easily missing the gimme throws that are coming. And so slowly but surely, we're seeing all the things get pieced together. Obviously, there's still a couple of things that we're seeing on tape. But him just being able to stand in the pocket and deliver some of these throws excites me, because that's something where we would see him backpedal and do all kind of nonsense and craziness over the course of the last 2 years. But to tie it all back in, this seems like something that has been thought out from Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh's side for sure, especially after bringing on a guy like Nathaniel Hackett. But hearing, and this has been maybe the fourth or fifth instance that we've had like this so far, where Aaron Rodgers is cited, this being, kind of a 2 to 3 year commitment, even though he hasn't given us exact numbers. But we always hear a few, and then him specifically quoting not a one and done. So super excited if we can get him in a Jets uniform for 2 to 3 years. It's more than I ever would have thought. I was one of the few that thought this was actually going to be a one and done. This was the big, let's put all our chips into the middle of the table and see if we walk away winners or not. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Is this a succession plan that you think can work? Or are the New York Jets kidding themselves and they need to, maybe try to go and insert another young guy into the pipeline to hedge our bet? And I'll catch you guys again. Peace.